It is time for football picks, Steve. And as always, first you're going to let me know how I did. I think I did pretty good.
Pretty good. Again, it's deja vu. You killed it. 4-1 for
Four
week
and one.
10. You are
What was my only
25
loss?
and 20 on the season. Your only loss last week was Washington. Pittsburgh beat them by 1 point. You had Washington by 2.5.
That's right. That's right. Oh, and that was a game that almost broke up the friendship between Josh McCouga and Mark Ellis. Tough game. Tough game.
Yeah, the way that
And
game ended is just that is so satisfying if you're a Pittsburgh fan because I don't know if you saw how that ended, but
I
the for
did.
the people who didn't see the Washington had a chance to win. They had the ball, or no, they did not. Pittsburgh had the ball. There was a chance for Washington to get the ball back for a chance to win, and Pittsburgh forced Washington to jump off sides, and Pittsburgh then got 4 extra downs and was able to end the game. And it was a rookie who did it, and the dude put his hands on his helmet as soon as it happened. And if he wasn't a Washington player, I'd feel bad for him because my birds are currently losing to Washington. So
that, that's
sorry if I'm not my normal chipper
that's
self this evening.
that's fair. But 4-1, and I was really proud that I did that for me complicated bet where I took the Bengals to lose but to cover, and that was a fantastic finish. And I was sitting here in my studio watching the game on YouTube TV live, screaming like I had a betting problem because I was like, "Yes, they lost, but I won." It was a great
But
game.
you won, yeah. Baltimore was a 6.5 point favorite, so there was a lot of room there. So yeah, you two weeks in a row of just crushing
Yeah.
it. 4-1 for 2 weeks in a row, 25 and 20 on the season. So even if you have a disaster this week, you're not going to be underwater. So let's keep
Mm,
stringing winners together.
the worst I could do is 500. Okay. All right, here we go. We got picks for this week, Steve. You give me 5 picks. As always, the Miami Dolphins are in there, and I have to see if I can bet against my team. It hurts. It hurts, but I took them last week, and I knew it. I had a feeling. Oh, I just had a feeling, and they had a great game against the Rams in LA. So, what do we got this week?
All right, here we go. Pick number one is Atlanta at Denver. Denver is a 1.5 point favorite.
Atlanta at Denver, and Atlanta is coming off. Are they coming off a loss? They were. Where were they at last week? They were.
Oh, you put me on the spot. I got to look at my scores from last week. Atlanta lost to the Saints 20-17. Oof,
Right.
that's rough. The Saints are bad.
Yeah, and as always, a loss can focus you, but it's in Denver. Kirk Cousins is a good. I like Kirk Cousins. I probably don't want to know his voting record, but I like him enough. But here's the thing. I'm going Denver, and I think it's going to be one of those games where you kind of go, Kirk Cousins isn't. He's not that guy. I think it's at least a touchdown that Denver's going to win at home.
Denver winning at home. Yeah, Bo Nix is playing well. People are excited
Bo
about
Nix is
Bo
playing well.
Nix. All right,
Okay.
we're on the Bo Nix train for game number one. Here we go. Game number two. Huge game this week. This is Kansas City on the road at Buffalo. Buffalo is a 2.5 point favorite.
They are a favorite. Okay, man, 9-0 Chiefs, right? Kansas
Undefeated.
City. But I saw an article. I'll admit I didn't read it, Steve. I just read the headline, which is not a thing I preach about. I think everyone should read beyond the headlines. But I saw a headline that was like the Chiefs are like the worst 9-0 team in a while. Like they're great as a team. Obviously, we know the players, we know their coach, but they're getting by. And that's not to say they aren't the best. I don't want anyone to misunderstand me. But the article, the tone I gathered was they're undefeated, but this ain't the Patriots when they lost to the Giants, David Tyree. So that said, I am I need Kansas City to win, but the Dolphins aren't going to get the division. We're wild card. Bills are going to win. Bills are going to win. It is going to be close, but I don't think the Chiefs cover. Bills going to win.
All right, taking the Bills at home. That's a huge game. That'll be fun.
Big game.
All right, here we go. Game number three. Baltimore at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is a 3 point underdog at home.
Baltimore at Pittsburgh. Man. Man. Okay. Okay, hold on. Baltimore at Pittsburgh. I'm going to need some help here. Put a pin in that one.
Okay.
Steve, what's the next pick?
Okay, we'll go to game number four. We will put a pin in Pittsburgh. Cincy at the Chargers. Chargers are a 1.5 point favorite at home.
I Cincy's going to win, and they're going to win by at least a field goal.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
I still think Cincy's a good team. They remind me of the Dolphins. I know they're down and out. It's not the season for them, but it's a good team out there, and I'm going to put some faith in them, and even it's on the road.
Watch their games. I wish my dog looked at me the way Harbaugh looks at Justin Herbert.
I know his name's Justin Herbert. As a Bobby Hebert fan, I have a hard time saying Justin Herbert.
He's good. He's really good.
Yeah. All right. I'm texting. I'm calling. I'm trying to get a friend in here.
Well, we still got your Dolphins, so if you want
Okay.
to if you want to save the Pittsburgh-Baltimore game to the very end, we can go Dolphins. But we usually pick your Dolphins last.
We do pick the Dolphins last. Let's see if I can get McCoog. I'm trying to get McCoog on the phone.
Okay. Well, we can. That's okay. We can.
All right. So let's recap for a second here. I'm taking Denver, taking Buffalo. I'm going to come back to the Pittsburgh game.
Taking Cincy.
And then we got, it's not a scintillating game, but we got Las Vegas Raiders at my Miami Dolphins.
At the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins are a 7-point favorite.
Yeah, they are. Yes, they are. And I got to tell you something. Dolphins are going to win big. Sorry, Raiders. Dolphins are going to win by 10 points at least. And I know, we're not worried about that, but I'm not making a point prediction. But Dolphins, Raiders aren't going to cover. Not even close.
Okay.
Steve, it's not even close. We're back, baby.
7 points is a lot. I mean, Vegas doesn't have any offense, so I feel good about that too.
All right, he's not. You know why he's not calling me? He's traveled. He's in Philadelphia tonight. McCoog is in Philadelphia, so I'm not going to get his expert opinion. But what is it going to? They're at Pittsburgh.
Baltimore's at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's a 3-point dog. Pittsburgh is coming off that win in Washington, like we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson is playing well. That offense is totally revitalized. The Pittsburgh defense is probably one of the best in the league. Baltimore, on the other hand, offense is lights out on the ground between Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. They're just running over people. You still have really talented receivers with Flowers and Bateman. So, but the Ravens defense, which has historically been their strong point, is like sneaky not good this year. So this is that's kind of like the weird wild card.
See, and here's inside the mind of non-football expert but longtime football fan Ken. I go to things like that. Cincy almost beat them, and Cincy's not had a great year. I'm taking Cincy this week because I think they're going to come back and they're going to kick their own asses into higher gear. Pittsburgh, it's the Steelers, man, and even when they're kind of down and out, they're never really down and out. That's how much I trust them. That's how much I trust Tomlin to scare the living daylights out of his roster. I don't love Russell Wilson. But he's got a good track record at time. He is who he is. I'm going with Pittsburgh, and I don't think Baltimore covers. It's going to be a close game. What's Pittsburgh down by?
Pittsburgh's a 3-point dog, so it's actually a really good pick to take Pittsburgh at home as a 3. You're getting 3 points, so if Baltimore wins by 1 or 2, you're still solid.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, I think it's close, but I think it's going to be like a 4 or 5 point game.
Okay. Well, I'm rooting for you. So just to recap your picks one more time, and Addie's asked a few times in chat here to explain the cover point system, so we'll go over that. But your picks here are we're taking Denver at home against Atlanta. You're taking Buffalo at home against Kansas City, Pittsburgh at home against Baltimore, Cincinnati on the road against the Chargers, and as always, you're taking your Dolphins at home against Vegas.
Though the one time I took them to lose, they did cover, and I got the point there, right? I remember that, right? It was there.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yes. As you predicted. I mean, it was. You said they're going to lose. They had 5 points to give. You said they were going to lose by 3, and that's exactly what happened.
Exactly what happened. All right. That is NFL picks for this week. I'm 25-20. Can we go 4-1 again? I'd love to go 5-0. Let's make it happen.